Hello, welcome to another episode of a Doctor Who reaction. This is Haarute Live. My name is Matt. So last episode we had In the Forest of the Night, which was moving onwards to our next episode. Let's get right into it, shall we?
I love you. Not like that. Not like it's automatic. Not like it's how you and the phone call to sign off the pat on the back.
Clara?
I'm going to say those words again, not to anybody else. Ever. Those words from me are yours now. So, that's the thing.
Did the call get intercepted or something?
That's kind of the headline. Okay, Danny, please speak to me. This is killing me.
Did Danny get run over by a car?
Okay. Can you please just put me back on the phone to Danny? I was talking to Danny.
Oh no. Oh no. Did he actually get hit by a car?
The phone back to...
Fuck! I had the thought, and I was like, no, this is a dumb sci-fi show. It's more like the call actually got intercepted or something like that. And then it's like, no, dude just got ran over. Because he stopped while he was crossing. So it was weird. But, fuck, man. But Orson exists, which means that he's alive? I don't buy this. This is some sci-fi dumb bullshit shit. Orson Pink exists. I remember my boy Orson Pink.
Just a terrible, terrible thing.
It wasn't terrible. No. It was boring. It was ordinary. People just kept walking with their bags and shopping bags. He was alive. And then he was dead and it was nothing, like stepping off a bus.
He deserved better, and so did you.
I don't deserve anything. Nobody deserves anything. But I am owed better. I am owed.
Sorry, I was busy. What's happened?
Oh, nothing, you know. Same old, same old.
Well, you're only human. So what can I do for you, Clara?
What is the title of the episode? Are we gonna do Father's Day again from series 1 when Rose fucked over that whole thing with her dad and then the Time Reapers and shit? Also, the Time Reapers just showed up once and then he was like, nah, forget about that shit. But what are we doing this episode? This is immediately interesting. Dark Water. Written by Moffat, so this is gonna be some shit. Let's go. Some shit's gonna go down this episode. It already has. She's gonna herself pilot the time machine, the TARDIS, into saving Danny. She's not even gonna ask him because she knows he'll say no. What is happening?
All seven. From all of your hiding places.
What are you doing? Don't. Be very, very careful with that. Those are very, very...
Cloister Bell. This heel turn is just like, BAM!
Danny Pink
Yeah?
is dead. Seriously. And fix it. Change it. Change what happened. Save him. Bring him back.
paradox. Doesn't work like that, Clara. Except when the plot demands it to.
I have seen you change time. I have seen you work any rule you want.
This is also very true.
I ain't gonna do as you're told. Or stop threatening. There really isn't enough time to sleep here. I don't think I will.
Well then.
Did you seriously think that was fuck on me? Makes you then suggestible. I was curious about how far you would go. Yeah, you're quite a mess of chemicals, aren't you?
That's how the humans work. That's how we work.
Between now and you and me, what happens now?
Go to hell.
Fair enough. Absolutely fair enough.
You asked me what we're going to do. I told you.
We're gonna.
We're going to hell. Or wherever it is, we go when they die. Be fairness. Anywhere. Whatever it is, we're going to go there and we're going to find Danny.
What the fuck?
And if it is in any way possible, we're going to bring him home. Oh, the civic culture in the universe has some concept of an afterlife. I always meant to have a look around. See if I can find one.
This is what you just did. I just.
You betrayed me. Betrayed my trust, you betrayed our flesh, you betrayed everything. Would you let me go?
Why are you helping me?
Do you think I can have you so little that betraying you would make a difference? Stop it with the eyes. Don't do that with the eyes. How do you do that anyway? It's like inflate.
I think I also did the ice thing just now.
Cut out the whining while you're at it. We've got work to do. This is it for our once. The darkest day. The blackest hour. James looks back and see what we're made of. You and I.
If this was any other show, I would be like,
Don't bleed.
how? He died. There's nothing else. There is no concept of a hell or of a paradise, of heaven or something like that. There's no afterlife. He just fucking died. But then, this entire season, the thing has been that heaven and paradise of the afterlife, whatever the fuck that is a place.
The TARDIS thinks he's somewhere.
So therefore, we're going to the afterlife. So yeah, Danny went to heaven, I guess.
I wasn't here. I was.
You were getting hit by a car.
Yeah, that last thing that happened to you really happened, I'm afraid. That's life. Well, not life, I suppose. Look at that. You can see my house from here. Yeah.
Alright, this place looks interesting. I'll give it that. I was expecting for like a void of white. But it's like, no, it's actually interesting. I do like this place. The Nethersphere?
Dead, and this is what's next. I'm not dead. How can I be dead? Our sincere condolences. I'm standing right here. You are. Welcome to the underworld. Otherwise known as the
Nethersphere, there it is.
The promised land. Which way you go, and then you die.
That fucking shitty smile. You're not good at this job, dude.
Would you like to read your bag?
Ah, there we go. Good transition.
That will do.
What?
You won't look at me skeptical, clever, critical. Don't be moping. Put years on your face. And when people see us today, it looks like we've been melted.
You keep forgetting why we're here.
We're here to get your boyfriend back from dead. So buck up. Give me some attitude.
I like the 12 Doctors so much at this point. I really, really do. He really is the kind of person that is like, fucking get your shit together. We need to move. We need to do something. He has no time to mop around. We need to go. I like that. He's very practical.
I'll never go to so much trouble. Just to keep watch on the dead.
Because they're not dead. Because they're not fucking dead.
Hello. I hope you're well. How may I assist you with your death? VW greetings package.
Well, you know,
Is that... I'm like Clara right now. What the...
Welcome to the 3W Institute.
Doesn't Clara get the same package?
I think so, yeah. You also are allowed to see the official welcome package. Oh, I'm good. Thanks. No worries. I am Lizzie.
I love that scene. Because I love how attacked Capaldi felt after it ended.
My heart is maintained by the doctor.
Bad memories.
Yes.
Is that any of your business?
Kinda, yeah, that's its job. Oh, shit. Just straight up flashback. And then he shot like a wife and kids or some shit like that. Because he was blind firing, basically.
Come in.
That he killed a kid. And they're showing the kid to him.
What the hell is that?
Sounds like somebody left their body to science.
This is a recording of what he heard. He was able to isolate some of the voices, hear what they were saying.
So, an idiot then?
Shut up, doctor.
This is going
What I'm
somewhere.
about to play you will change your life, not for the better. These are the 3 words which caused Dr. Scorosi to set up institutes like this one, all over the world, to protect the dead.
Don't cremate me. Don't cremate me.
There is one simple, horrible possibility that has never occurred to anyone throughout human history.
People don't die.
Don't say it.
The dead remain conscious. The dead are fully aware of everything that is happening to them.
So your mind is here, your soul, whatever you want to call it, and you're in your new body, in your new world, but you're still connected to your old body, in your old world. You're still going to feel what it feels. You've got a call. A chord. From the other side. Meaning, do you know something called Clara Oswald?
Ah, this is gonna be fucked up.
Danny!
This is fucked up.
I can hear you. Is that you? Oh, please, thank you.
That's Clara. The dead don't come back. Asking questions that you know the answer to. Be sure you with me.
Where are you going?
I've got to check out.
Oh, you're leaving her alone with the fucking skeleton monster? You don't realize he's standing? You were looking in that direction.
I feel like I'm missing.
Yes, you are missing something obvious. I reacted to the subtitles, not even to when he said it. Dude! Dude!
You don't hear.
Oh, fuck!
I'm so sorry, but I'm going to have to ask you some questions.
Questions? I swear on anything, it's me.
Humankind, bring out your dead.
You left her fucking alone.
The tanks are activated. Never told us to do that.
Dr. Chang.
It's not a droid.
Employed is without default.
That's not a droid. That's my boss.
You know, I might have been guilty.
So the institution is kind of at fault. In the sense that she's running it.
Say something
You got a nice hat.
I don't want to die. You're going to kill me, aren't you?
Say something nice.
I like your hat. I like your clothes. You have a beautiful smile.
It has been an absolute pleasure working with you, and I truly believe that you'll never be able to find it in your heart to murder me.
Done. And he's gonna translate into one of the skeletons or something. Fuck you!
It's me, I swear.
Oh, that's good!
The very first restaurant you took me to that first day, what
Oh, that's good! I was not expecting that one.
was the name of the restaurant?
Cybermen, all of them, we've got to stop them getting out.
Now who's missing the headline?
Danny's a Cyberman then, right?
You know,
That's a matrix data slice. Again, a very hard drive. Time Lord technology.
imagine you could upload dying minds to that. Edit them. Rearrange them.
Which is what she's been doing.
Ready to be re-downloaded. Meanwhile,
In-
you upgrade the bodies.
Fuck you.
How did you get all the Time Lord technology? Who are you?
That smile.
You know who I am.
Which time are they?
The one you abandoned. The one you left for dead.
Yeah, which one?
I think I'd find my way back.
That should have been your first thought.
I should shoot you in a jealous rage now. Wouldn't that be sexy?
Where are we?
Didn't you realize where you were?
I love you.
No.
We're just in London?
I'm sorry, but no, anybody could say that. Anybody would know to say that. Say something.
That's so thing. That's some.
You are really Danny.
How?
I love you means nothing right now. Not till I know who's talking. Say something only Danny could say.
Clara.
Danny. If that is you, wherever you are, whatever it takes, I will be with you again. I swear.
No, you won't. You're not coming here.
Nothing will stop me. Nothing in the world as soon as I know it's you.
I love you.
The last thing. That is a bad last conversation to have. But I guess you don't really get that chance, do you? Fuck that thing in the background. Oh, it's so stupid. I feel like my mood is ruining this scene because it's a sad scene. It's a fucked up.
They're terribly difficult.
Yeah.
But you know, we got a thing for that.
Memory wipe? Something like that?
Just press this.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Alright, run for your fucking life. I mean, there's nowhere to run, or is there? Like, everyone's just... the entire institute is just Cybermen. And I think it's just in regular fucking ass London. Maybe future London. Remember those things that almost killed everyone back in 2006/7? It's weird after that 1 year type skip. The moment someone sees one of those things should go, fuck! Because this already happened like 6 years ago.
Who are you?
I'm missing. Short for mistress.
Well,
Couldn't very well keep calling myself
The master. Now, could I?
The kid. Fuck you. Holy shit, that was an episode. Oh my god. Fuck, man. A lot happened that episode. Where do I even fucking begin? Okay, okay, so the first thing I need to address right now is that okay. I'm just trying to put my thoughts in order. This episode had a lot of stuff in it. So the first thing I feel like I need to address is that so we now know that Missy is the master. Confirmed. And I need to say that maybe my reaction to it wasn't as great because I had that thought of, is Missy the master? But I had it because I think I remembered reading somewhere that Missy was the master. Because I'm fairly good at avoiding spoilers, but it's mostly because I don't care about the thing that is being spoiled to me. So, for example, it's like Game of Thrones spoilers, I dodge that shit like no problem because I don't give a fuck about Game of Thrones. So anything you throw at me doesn't mean anything to me. But Doctor Who is something that I actively cared for all the way back on Series 7, and before that. And then I dropped off on Series 8, which is why we're doing this reaction series. And I think I remember reading somewhere Missy was the master. And while I didn't really know who we're talking about, I was like, that thought remained in my head. And to the point that now I wasn't sure if that happened, but I had it in the back of my head. I was like, Missing Master, Missing Master, Missing Master. Just those two words. And I wasn't sure if it was true. I wasn't sure if it was not true. So I was just waiting until they tell me who Missy is. And now that they did, I need to reveal that I had that thought. And I just wasn't sure if it was true or not. So now I guess it was. I guess it did get spoiled on that. But there is a difference between like maybe knowing something versus I know it. They told me and it's confirmed. So that's a thing, and I need to like put it out there that maybe my reaction to it wasn't as great because it's not that came out of nowhere to me. It came from a place that I maybe was true versus coming out of nowhere, which is completely different, right? Something that did come out of nowhere was the fucking Cyberman. That came out of nowhere. I was like, fucking man. Because like the entire time I'm like skeletons and I'm like, okay, cool, skeletons in this black water kind of thing. They're just sitting there and I'm like, okay, skeletons, cool. And then they were like, they're placed in an exoskeleton. And I'm like, okay, cool, an exoskeleton. And they were like, it's invisible. It only shows you like living matter. So therefore, you would only see the inside and not the outside exoskeleton because the exoskeleton is not living. And I'm like, okay, cool. And in my mind, I guess I was picturing like a human body, but like made out of glass, maybe? Not glass, something else. Some plastic. I don't know. I was thinking of like, I don't know why, but I was thinking of something transparent, But I was thinking of like a container for the body. And even when they were moving, I was thinking of like, yeah, wacky skeletons moving because they need to scare you somehow, But then the moment when the water starts dropping, and I'm still like, okay, the water is dropping. I wonder what they're gonna look like. And then the doctor looks at it, and it's a fucking Cyberman, and I'm like, yo! I did not expect that one. I did not expect that one. So, yeah. Yo. We need to rewind what happened in the episode and talk about it properly. So, Danny fucking dies. Like, straight up. He just, bam, dies. He dies. So he legit dies. Then Clara goes crazy. She's like, I'm gonna steal the fucking TARDIS, bitch. I'm gonna go and say, Danny, I'm gonna throw all the kids in the volcano. And the doctor is like, no. And then it was like, no, the plot twist of like, that didn't work on me. I induce a sleep onto you. Or some shit. And then they were like, alright, we're going to hell, or heaven, or the afterlife, or whatever the fuck that is. And then Clara connected to the circuits, and we went to the building, and then we learn about the dead people that aren't actually dead, and how the dead become conscious. Like, all dead are always conscious after they die, which is untrue. That's untrue. But still, like, Okay, so I feel like that would change everything if that were to be true. So if the dad were actually alive, or not alive, but like fully conscious after they die, and that was a plot introduced thing, and that became like okay, so we're just gonna roll with that. Like that is Doctor Who canon. That would be some shit. That would be some shit because it would mean okay. There's a lot of implications to that, and um, what is the thing I'm trying to say? There's a lot of implications to that I feel like it's gonna get immediately like, LOL, JK. No, no, not really. The dead just die, and that's it. Because first of all, that's the way things are in the real world, and I feel like somebody would have noticed before this doctor guy who just randomly noticed people are still conscious after that. I feel like somebody would have noticed by now. I just get this small feeling. So I feel like that is a thing that Missy did, rather than a constant, always. In the Doctor Who universe, people don't die after they are killed. That would be some shit. That would be like a massive thing that just got introduced out of nowhere, and it would be a game changer. And you would have to roll with that forever. If it isn't immediately like, no, never mind, that wasn't true. That was just Missy. Cybermen. Back to Cybermen. When was the last time we saw Cybermen? It wasn't too long ago. It was in Series 7, Nightmare Still. Okay, I remember. So it hasn't been too long since we saw Cybermen, but it's been a while since Cybermen invaded Earth with the massive numbers, which is what's happening right now. Well, are all of the Cybermen... Okay, so two conflicting things. First thing is, are the Cybermen that were only the bodies in the Institute, are they the only Cybermen? If so, there's like, I don't know, like 1,000 Cybermen, which is still pretty bad. Don't get me wrong, 1,000 Cybermen could just conquer the Earth. But is it like 1,000 Cybermen, which is the ones in the Institute? Or is it like 200 billion people? Which is everyone that had ever died? Because Missy did say the dead outnumber the living, and I'm like, oh fuck, because that's a hell of a line to say. That's a drop. That's a oh fuck. If the living had to fight the dead would win every time because of sheer numbers. So I'm like, god damn. Cybermen, cool. They have a new design. Was that the design in Series 7? I don't remember. I think it's a new design, but I don't remember Nightmare and Still, so I could be crazy. I don't remember. But it could be a new design, and I kind of like the previous one more. I kind of like the one from the RTD era, that I think they also reused for Series 5, and I'm not sure if onwards. But that design I like a little bit more than this one, but in the end, Cyberman is just like goofy metal men, so there is only so much you can do with that design in order to make it less goofy, because they're goofy by design. It's like a Dalek. A Dalek is a fucking trash can, but we love them, so they have to keep going with them. So, okay, what do we, okay, so the claw shit at the beginning, I'm trying to do a recap. I talk about that. Danny fucking dies. Okay, we have to talk about Danny dying. So, Danny dies, and then he sees the kid that he shot. So, he shot a kid. That's his trauma. Okay. So, that means that I was wrong all the way back in, like, episode 2, Into the Dalek. I think that was the first time we saw Danny. I think, because I remember in that episode, someone told him that he was a lady killer, And I was like, I bet he's literally a lady killer. And I think he isn't. I think I was wrong. I think he killed a child, which is worse than being a lady killer. But I guess he killed a child and that was it. The child was male, wasn't it? It's difficult to say with childs with like a ton of hair that don't really have many like strong features for any gender of another, and also didn't speak. But I guess he was a kid. I guess he was a boy. So yeah, he shot a boy, and that was that. You know, and it's really bad. I'm glad they didn't show it because I was waiting for them to show it, but at the same time I was like, they're not gonna show a child getting murdered in TV. They're not gonna show you the character that you are supposed to feel empathy for shooting the child. They're not gonna do that because that kills the moment. So I'm like, yeah, they're not doing it, but it's difficult for the point to get across. I feel like if you don't show it, but it got across, so I guess it did a good job. So yeah, I'm interested to see where that's gonna go because while we have the struggle with the Cybermen in the real world, Danny is gonna have the struggle with himself and forgiving himself and the child while being dead, which is fucking weird, man. Okay, so Danny has to come back to life because of Orson Pink, right? Unless Danny has like a really similar looking brother. I mean, you don't have to be similar looking, you know, genetics work like that. But it would be fucked up if it was just a random brother. No, he doesn't have a brother. He was like adopted. I remember. So yeah, no, never mind. So Danny's gonna come back to life because Orson Pink needs to exist. So how are they gonna do that? Like, are they gonna reverse and release? But okay, so at this point we start getting into like, how does anything work? Because okay, when you die, it's like, all right, your body's there, but it isn't functioning, I guess. But your mind is. But if your mind is functioning and your body isn't, then but that would mean that you can totally like repair the whole body and just, I don't know, like shock it until it fucking works, no matter how long that would take. And then the consciousness would be able to be transferred back into the body. Like at this point, we're starting to get into like the specifics of how anything would work. And the answer is, fuck it, who cares? It's a dumb sci-fi show. It's gonna work because it needs to, and that's it. And maybe it won't. But if it's written that it's gonna work, then they're just gonna come with some bullshit reason as to why, and that's gonna be it. So that's that. This reminds me of fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where people are like, dude, you can't bring people back from dead after they died. But 2 episodes before that, we see someone just like punching into some dude's chest and manually restarting their heart and then doing a blood transfusion and then brings them back to life. And it's like, what are the rules, man? And this was after we saw the spirit of the dude going to heaven. We saw a literal ghost fly into heaven. And then he comes back to life, and it's like, what are the rules? And the answer is, there are no rules. And I love that in dumb shows like this, where rules don't. At the beginning, Clara was like, don't tell me that we can't bring him back, because I've seen you break the rules, motherfucker. I've seen you do some shit that you shouldn't be able to do. And I'm like, yeah, that's the case. Because the thing with Doctor Who is that the rules only work in like a really convoluted, roundabout way where they don't actually work, or they shouldn't work, but they do. But then the writing team comes with some bullshit reason as to why it works. You know, like the Transalore thing. What the fuck was the deal with the Transalore thing? It was like, the Doctor dies here. That's a fixed point because we see the fucking grave. And then it's like, wait, it wasn't. He died and died. JK, don't worry about it. And I don't question it because I'm like, well, fuck it. I just get to watch more Doctor Who. I'm glad it didn't end. You know, I get to see Mr. Capaldi here doing his best stunt impression. And it was fucking great. And, like, that's the thing, is that part of me wants to know the specifics, wants answers. But the other part of me is like, well, fuck it, who cares? I'm just gonna sit back and enjoy this dumb Cyberman shit. I'm just gonna sit back and watch this dumb, fucking stupid show. And I'm gonna have a great time. And I have to say that I had a great time with this fucking episode. So, I love it. This is a fucking great episode. So, I'm sorry if I'm not looking too much at the camera. I'm like looking at the screen, which is like right next to it in this setup. And I'm just like looking at as to how long this recording has been going. But I guess I need to go through everything first. And I think that was it. So 2 more things. The first one, which should be pretty quick, is that, like I said in the reaction, people should just know what the Cybermen are. Or at least they should know that they're dangerous. Because they already almost conquered the world like 6 years ago. How long was that? So 2005 was Series 1. We had a time skip in the middle of Season 1. So it was 2006. And then Series 2 was 2007. So at the end of Series 2, which was in 2007, the Cybermen almost took over the world. And then the Daleks almost took over the world. And then nothing happened. Everyone got sucked into the boy JK, don't worry about it. That happened. And that was in 2007. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So yeah, 7 years ago, the Cybermen almost took over the world. And they were literally all over the world. Everywhere. So everybody should know what the fuck Cybermen are and that they are dangerous. So the moment someone sees a Cyberman, they should go in flight mode. Fucking run. Everybody should be freaking the fuck out. So that's how I expect next episode to begin with. Just everyone freaking the fuck out. And the other thing I need to say, the other thing I need to absolutely mention is that Clara was so destroyed after Danny died. And she was like rationalizing it too, because she wasn't like, it's like this that happened to him. Like the grandma, what did the grandma say? She was like, it's unfortunate that this happened to him. Well, not unfortunate, like this is fucked up. Like it's fucked up that this happened to him. And Clara was like, no, that's boring. It's normal. That this is just something that happens. People get run over cars every day. This is just normal. This is just like Clara was rationalizing it like this just happens. This just happens. But at the same time, like the moment she heard the doctor, she was like, I'm gonna fucking force him to send me back and save him. Even though it creates a paradox, I don't fucking care. I'm gonna do it. And like, I understand how fucked up Clara was in this moment. Even the doctor like scanning, he was like, yeah, you're a mess of chemicals. And I'm like, yeah, that's how the human brain works. You know, like it's all chemicals in your brain. Will imagine. But yes. And I understand it even from like a special level, because my sister, I have an older sister. She's 30 now. Yeah, she's about 7 years older than me. She's 30, and I think 2 years ago, so she had a boyfriend, and let's say that they basically got engaged, you know. They were already planning to move out together and stuff. He was gonna move to the city because he was from a different province in Argentina, and I live in a shitty small province, and he was from like the big city. And they were planning he was gonna move here, you know. And you know how this story is gonna end, right? Otherwise they wouldn't link it. But he got into an accident and he sadly passed away. He had an accident on his bike. He just bought the bike. he was new to it, and I guess he wasn't careful enough, and he got into an accident, and he passed away, and it was very bad, and it was very sad. But I guess I guess I have like I can see, I can link to Clara, like in a special way in this episode, because I was there when this happened to my sister, and my sister was destroyed. My sister was in a very awful place. She just, I'm not gonna talk about that, but it was very bad. It was very bad, and I still remember it. And it was So I can absolutely see and feel where Clara is coming from with the shit that she did early in the episode, because my sister was in that same position not too long ago. And when I think back to that, I'm like, fuck. So this episode kind of connected to me and made me remember that. You know, it's something that happened a couple years ago, so I kind of don't think about it. But just seeing that made me think back to it, made me remember. And I was like, fuck, man. Fuck, you know? So that. And the thing that we need to point out at the end of this review is that Clara, like, she just grabbed all the Kardiski, she tossed them into a volcano. She was like, fuck you, I'm destroying all this shit, fuck it. Like, and even when after she did, she was like, I would say I'm sorry, but I would do it again. And she was just crying while she was saying this, and it was like, fuck, man. Shoutouts to Jenna Coleman. She was great this episode. Capaldi. So the entire time I'm thinking, like, the adventure's not gonna end. We know Doctor Who keeps going, right? So the entire that's a bad thing about not watching this on as they come out, because it's like, what are they gonna do now? Well, even then, I would never think that Doctor Who is just over. They're never gonna be over. Even if they end the show, I feel like it's gonna end like classic Doctor Who ended, with survival. Like, I think they're just gonna be like, Anai is like walking into the sunset, into the TARDIS. We got work to do, and then they're gonna reboot the show like 20 years in the future, you know, and it's just gonna keep going. So yeah, I don't think Doctor Who's just gonna end. But the thing is that so so Capaldi, like, I was just waiting for him to be like, I have an extra key. But no, it was crazier. It was like, no, that didn't do anything on me, and then in fact, I just used it on you to induce a sleeping thing, and then just see how this scenario will play out. And then the whole thing, and Clara goes like, well, what happens between us? And the Doctor just goes like, I'm gonna help you anyway, because he's like, I don't care that you betrayed me and that you betrayed everything I trusted in you and everything I believe in. I'm still gonna help you, because like, that doesn't matter. Like, I don't remember exactly what was the line that he said, but it was a really good line. And it basically is the fact that, like, your friend is acting like an idiot. They're doing some irreversible damage. They're super self-destructing, and they're destructing everything around them, and they betray you, and they do all this fucked up shit. But like, you understand it, because you understand that they're going through some shit, and you understand that. And then even after they fucking backstab you, the Doctor is like, it's fine, I'm still gonna help you, because like, I'm your friend, you know? Even if you backstab me, I understand that you're backstabbing me, and I understand where you're coming from, and I'm still gonna help, because I still care about you. That's the thing, is that no matter if Clara did all that shit, if it actually had happened, the Doctor is still like, I'm gonna help you because I still care about you. And that was really good. I really like that. And I think that's really good developing moment of character. You know, I think that's really good. And it's crazy that it didn't... Sorry. There's something in my glass, and I think it's from when I sneezed earlier, which hopefully will be out of the video in the future, but you never know. Hi, I'm back. Hi. But yes, it's a really good developing moment from both of these characters, and I really, really, really like that. And it's crazy because it happened at the beginning of the episode, not at the end, because the end was just full of shit. So it's like, all right, we're just gonna get that shit out of the way. The developing moment, the nice moment with the two main characters, is gonna happen at the beginning, and then wow, crazy shit's gonna go down. Damn, because that episode was nuts. I tell you what. So yeah, that's gonna be it for this reaction, man. The audio recording has been going for an hour and a half. So it's been a while. So this discussion might be long. Maybe the episode was long. No, I think the episode was like 40 minutes. It felt longer, but I think it was only 40 minutes. But this discussion was long, so whatever. So before we go, I need to say I'm gonna try to record the next episode, maybe the other next episode, like the finale, I think it is. I don't know if I'll do it, but I'm gonna try. Because I need new episodes, I need new content, and I need to edit them, I need to get them fast. Because of a couple things. The first thing is I ran out of content for the channel, and I want to have content in the channel, period. That's just what I want. And the second thing is, Blind Wave is catching up to me, and I feel bad about that. Because I was like, fuck, I don't want Blind Wave to catch up to me. Not because like a competition or anything like that, but because I wanted watch the reactions to Doctor Who, and if they catch up to me, that means that I won't be able to anymore because they'll be ahead of me, which means that I need to watch the shit. I need to go. So let's go. Whatever. That was a solid as hell episode. It's definitely up there in the episodes this season. Fuck. Thank you so much for watching this video. Check out the other reactions. Check out my gaming channel. I recently played through the entirety of Mortal Kombat 11 story mode, and I have a great time because I love Mortal Kombat. And I also have my Twitch. I stream the Mortal Kombat 11 playthrough there. And yeah, subscribe, like, comment. I like talking to people. Yeah. See you next episode. Bye. Take care.